Hey everyone, just going to run you through these last 3 days of god-awful training that didn't really go according to plan, or what little plan that I had. And so you'll see me do some very dumb things, which I tend to not do regularly, but something possessed me to train like a retard this week. And so here you'll see me try to rep out 315, which I can usually get for 2 or 3 reps paused on a normal day, but this day was not a normal day, and I got it for 1 and barely a half, and then it got stuck, and I had a spotter help me up, so that sucked, and it's very much unlike me to train like that. So this was just the first domino in 3 days of bad training decisions. So after I failed the 315, I was planning on going back down to something like 275 or 265 for sets of 5, but that was obviously not going to happen, so I knocked it down to 245 for 5x5 paused. And that was probably the only smart thing I did that day, because then I just continued to do a whole bunch of other lifts and accessory lifts and all this other nonsense that I should not really have done. I think I was just bored and maybe drank too much pre-workout or something, and I'm paying for it hard, because this was Saturday, and the day before on Friday I did deadlifts, and that impacted my squatting today on Monday. And usually I can recover from deadlifts in about a day, 2 days. Well, it'd been like 3 days, and I was hurting today, and it had a seriously negative impact on my squatting today, and you'll see that at the end of the video. So here's some more benching rather. Maybe, yeah, this is bitching. This is bitching for me because it sucked. So anyways, what I'm trying to do is just get the movement pattern down. And on the 315, I feel like I failed the rep out because it got out of groove. It came a little bit lower on my chest than what I would like to have had happened, but it didn't work out that way, and I failed the rep out. And then I just practiced the movement at a lighter intensity and a decent volume, and hopefully my benching will continue to make progress. I would like to bench 335 or more at my upcoming meet. That will be October 4th in Long Beach at Metroflex Gym with the USPA. And I'll be competing as a 165. So this week I'll be sending out my entry form for all that stuff. So let's hope I don't mess that up. It's just 4 short weeks away, and this was the last straw, or the last nail in the casket, of training like a dumbass this week. So on Sunday, I went into the CrossFit gym that I coach at. They have an open gym period a few days per week, where for like an hour and a half you can kind of just do whatever it is that you want to do, and there'll be some coaches on the floor and stuff, so that's cool. It's really an awesome opportunity that they provide to their members up there, and their coaches as well, who can come in and get some lifts in, which I did. And even though I did some behind the neck pressing on Saturday, this being Sunday, I was like, hey, let's do some behind the neck push pressing, because that sounds like a great idea. You can see me wearing my belt here, and that's because, well, guess what? My back was still fried from the deadlifting that I did on Friday. Because, hey, that sounded like a great idea, to go crazy on deadlifts, which I hadn't done in 3 weeks, 4 weeks with that kind of volume. And then I tried to set a new all-time 1 rep max on behind the neck push press with 245. So dumb. Especially considering when I did 235, I barely did it at all. So that was poor training decision number 2. And then today, here's me squatting, and I haven't done heavy back squats in 2 or 3 weeks or something like that since I was on leave. I basically became detrained on leave, and that was sort of dumb of me to do. What was even more dumb of me to do was just try to jump back in too soon, too hard, too heavy, too much, and just really push myself to the point where now I'm definitely regretting the decisions that I've made this whole last week. So that was 315 for 4, and it felt good. It was beautiful. It was flying. I'm doing high bar squats still to just maintain that elbow health. My elbow's feeling awesome because I took all that time off, but unfortunately my recovery sucks now apparently because of that. So that was 335 with the belt on, which is not good. and here's 355. I probably should have stopped at 335 or 355 and just kind of called it there, but me being the stubborn fool that I was today, I decided that, I was going to stick to the plan that I had written down, because I've got my training plan for the next 4 weeks, and it's super important that I hit all these prescribed sets and reps and all that other nonsense. When really, it's not that important. What's more important is that I can train in a sustainable manner that's not going to impact the next training day and the day after that and the day after that, like I had last week leading up to today, which is this set right here, which is 375 for 2. This is supposed to be a 4+ AMRAP set, meaning a bare minimum of 4, but that's 1. You saw how ugly that 1 was. And so I dig deep and I go for 2 on something that I've done for like 6 or 8 before on a low bar squat with a high bar squat. I think that's like my 5 rep max or something. But just bad training decisions these last couple of days has impacted my performance, and it really sucks. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board, take a look at myself in the mirror, and maybe punish myself with some burpees or something. Get my act together. And let's hope that these next 4 weeks leading up to the meet go well. Thanks for watching.